Okay, so we were just working on brush parry skills, and I'm telling you to get your hands up. Everybody, martial arts, they love to train from here. And there's nothing wrong with doing that on occasion to try and test your speed and try and get faster, but you need to understand something, that your hands need to be up. And I'm going to illustrate this through something called a 4-to-1 rule, or a 1/4 rule. But a 4-to-1 rule is the best way to describe it. And with that, I'm going to use an exercise with this ball of paper to prove my point. So I will use you. You're young, agile, fast hands. So you can hold them. Come on down. Okay. I want you to put your hand right over the top of this ball here. Right about there. That's a good spot to have it. Okay? Now, the only rule is, one of us we're going to try and get this ball of paper. You cannot move until you see me move. Okay? You with me? So then when you see me move, then you can go for the ball of paper. Okay? And I will start up here. So all you got to do is, when you see me move, you can go for it. Now, I can do this over and over and over again. I will win every time. Why?
Because your motion is quicker than his reaction.
His hand is much closer to it, okay? Here's the 4-to-1 rule. Let's make this 10 inches. That's probably about 10 inches, right? Okay. 10 inches, if I was 40 inches away, okay, his hand is 1/4 the distance of mine. Now, at this point, he might meet it or beat me, right?
Yeah, it was close.
I still got it. I still got it. What's happening is there's a reaction lag. He sees my hand move, and his brain going through a process of identifying and then deciding what to do about it and then saying, okay, act. Well, that takes the computer a period of time to do that and translate it into muscles to make your hands move. Understand? Makes sense?
Yes.
So now when we stand up and we're back to this, if your hands are down, I'm going to punch you in the face. Now, if I'm moving my hands 40 inches, let's say it's down here and this is, let's say this is 40 inches to his face. In order for him to meet or beat me, the most his hands can move would be what? This is 10 inches. This was moving 40 inches. The most he can move is 10 if he plans on meeting or beating my speed. That's why it's so important that your hands be up. You've got to create that to where you're moving a minimum amount of space to protect your noggin. That's where all your attacks are going to come from, man. You can watch tens of thousands of fights. The internet has provided us with not only a bunch of bullshit, but, man, a plethora of real-world things like fights and all kinds of things we can learn from. And with males, the outstanding thing you're going to see is going to be a right hook, right? It's going to be a right big swinging haymaker. Not all the time. Some of these street guys, let me tell you something, street guys are fast. You learn how to do this little short hook. Not a giant haymaker, and it's not really straight. It's kind of in between it. Comes up and does this little hook on the end, and they are fast. Fast. You better have your damn hands up. If your hands aren't up, you are going to get punched. So, makes sense? That's the 4-to-1 rule. That applies to whatever. Hands up, man. And why do I want to have my hands like this? Why don't I want to be like this?
Because you look threatening.
Look threatening. I don't want to look threatening. I want to look like a victim. I want to play to the cameras. Cameras are everywhere. Unless I'm in a wheat field in Kansas, and even then,
There's cameras.
Camera.
There's cameras.
Drones and all kinds of stuff, and their technology now can count the number of holes I missed in my shoelaces, So, play to the camera, have your hands up, and then that way, with the 4-to-1 rule, you can make it. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, Phil Peklinski, Practical Hapkido. Train smart, train hard.
Thank you, sir.